Mm, sweet nectar. So, good evening, or should I say good afternoon, to the other side of the ocean. Yes, it's me, the Lock Robster, the M and Love of LA, bring you a new vlog. And yes, today is a very special one because it happened again. Yes, and I'm talking about MNL48 Interactive Live. Well, I believe it happened almost a week ago, last Thursday, that I got one of my comments mentioned during the live. Yeah, and it was during episode 26 actually. So yeah, so as promised, once they read one of my comments, I'm gonna do my latest review of MNL48 Interactive Live. Yeah, so this is gonna be part two. So without further ado, let's get to it because I have a lot to go through. As a matter of fact, it's so much. I'm gonna divide it in two parts because there's just like how many episodes is it part? Mm, 9, like almost 18 episodes apart since episode 9 when my first comment was read. Yeah, before I actually did the part 1 of the MNL48 Interactive Live review. Okay, so I'm going to divide this into like 9 episodes. So I'm going to do part 2 right now, and then later I'm going to do part 3. Part 2 will be encompassing episodes 10 to 18, while part 3 will be covering 19 to 27 actually. Okay, yes. So without further ado, let's start with part 2. Okay. So part 2, episode 10 of Interactive Live, shown on May 22nd, 2019. It's on a Wednesday night, at least on your side. Yeah, so the lineup is Colleen, Cole, Jan, and Dana. And I believe this is Jan's first time on Interactive Live at that point. Yes, so I would say this is a very good, it's not very good, but good episode. A good episode because I believe they showed, I would entitle this like the meme episode because they got to show uh, memes done on and with the members of MNL48 done by the fans, the MN loves. Yeah, and I believe my favorite meme is with Colleen with the Thanos Infinity Gauntlet, wearing the Infinity Gauntlet, and looking at the camera, or the very serious face that she used on Pasutko maybe MV. Yeah, and I think this is the first time I heard about it on the actual live, where during a mall performance, Colleen's shoe flew off the stage, and and they kind of mentioned that that's not the first time it happened. I think this is the second time it happened on the same mall. And also, I watched a video by Vads. Yeah, he shot that at that same mall where Colleen was performing Plus It Quit Maybe, and then she like tripped and fell on the stage but got back up again. And as usual, Colleen is such a professional, even though her shoe flew off the stage. She still continued the performance. And don't worry, her shoe, they got back her shoe. Yeah, to finish off the mall show. Okay, so yeah, that's a good episode for me. Mm. Okay, and I guess what's negative about the episode, I think Colleen and Cole were like kind of like getting into it. They're like arguing which one is the most baby from both of them. I think Cole is the youngest, and Colleen is a bit older than Cole. But Colleen has this like very good impersonation of a baby with her voice. Yeah, and it's almost kind of like an argument between them, and Jan and Dana didn't seem to know what to do with that. So that's why I would rank this episode as good. Okay, so episode 11, following day, Thursday, May 23. Okay, the lineup is Lara, Tin, Deanne, and Lay. Mm-hmm. And I believe this episode, even entitled it's called the Province Group, because the majority of the all the group members that are presented in this episode, or I guess in this episode, are from the province. I believe, let's see here. Lara's from Jensan, which is in Mindanao. Tin is from Iloilo. Dian's from Davao. And Lay's from Davao. Okay, so they're able to, like, during the episode, they're able to talk in their dialects, in their local dialects there. And yeah, it's a pretty good episode as well. Yeah. And then I believe the thing they did in the episode is the tongue twister challenge. It was fun. I like the tongue twister. Minikaniko Nimoniko ang makina ni ang minika ni Monica. Yeah, but I know there's a lot much longer version than that. Yeah, and yeah, it's a good episode. hmm So moving on to episode 12, May 24th, 2019. On Friday, the lineup is Sella, Eka, Thea, and Rowie. Yes, and Sella is the host of this episode, and she's hosting the June birthday girls. Yes, which comprised of was it June or May? May. Yes, May, not June. The June birthday girls, Eka, Taya, and Rowie of the group. Yeah, the birthday girls of the group that month of May. Yeah, and it was an okay episode. I mean, uh, nothing much. I mean, excuse me. The only thing memorable that I can remember from the episode is when Sala laughed. She snorted like like that. And believe me, during the lives, a couple other girls will be snorting in future episodes. One of them is the new girl, Amy. I think she did that twice in an episode. Not in two episodes. She did the snorting while laughing episode, and the other one is Lainey. Yeah, in another future episode. So if you watch it, try to catch it. Okay. So moving on. Let's see here. Oh, I think there's a part where the time when Interactive Lives didn't do a Saturday episode. Yeah. So after Friday, they they went on a regular schedule of Monday to Friday rather than Monday to Saturday. So this is the first Monday. The like skip 2 days, skip the weekends to go into the Monday, a new week. So episode 13, May 27. The lineup is Jem, Ash, Alice, and Ems. And I believe this is the first time Ems to appear in Interactive Live. Yeah, and it's almost like Ems is the host of the episode because the lineup is composed of the college girls of MNL48, namely Jem, who's taking up law, Ash is taking up international studies, and Alice is taking up nursing. Yeah. So yeah, it was fun to hear their, what their aspirations is when why they took the course, on what they're trying to achieve, why they took the course, like that, which is very enlightening to Jem. Not Jem, to Em, sorry. Yeah, so pretty much a good episode as well. Okay, right, that's good. Okay, episode 14 of Interactive Live, May 28th on Tuesday. The lineup is Issa, Fate, Ruth, and Alyssa. Okay, so it seems the new girl, Issa, is the host of this episode because it's her second appearance, while the other three girls, Fate, Ruth, and Alyssa, were first timers of the episode. So, let's see here. Okay, the episode was good. I rank it as good. I believe most of the episode they were talking about, they're reminiscing about their school life. Yeah, before they got into MNL48. Yeah, high school, I guess. Yeah, and they did try not to laugh challenge. Yeah, and Fate failed the most. Yeah, and I think the most the one who can control herself was Alyssa. Yeah, in the try not to laugh challenge. Yeah, so overall good. Okay, so moving on to episode 15, May 29, Wednesday. So the lineup is Rance, Kay, Sayaka, and Miho. Okay, so Rance is the host of this episode, and it's the Japanese girls episode in which, yeah, Kei, Sayaka, and Miho are half half Japanese, half Filipino of MNL48. And yeah, this is actually I would rank it as an excellent episode. Yeah, because the way that the girls talk in the native Japanese language. Yeah, and I mean it was fun to hear, even though you don't understand it, but it's nice to hear them use the Japanese language a bit. I mean I learned I just I just learned a little bit of language. I mean not conversational Japanese, but just through watching. I mean maybe just like little bits of, uh, of quotes from just watching Kamen Rider Super Sentai TV shows. Yeah, and and what's funny is that Rance seems to be what you would call lost in translation because though she can understand a little bit, even I could, but she can't understand the whole conversation. Yeah, which she sometimes just sits there with a funny face looking at the camera, like like that. And I think that's good for a meme. I think someone actually made a meme of that, just Rance sitting there. The other girls were just talking, just sitting there, like she's totally lost in translation, out of the conversation totally. So yeah, that's a very good episode. Oh, and I also learned from this episode where the our hafus, our half Japanese girls, come from in Japan. Okay, so let me go through that. So Kei is from Niigata, which is in the like northeast, oh northwest corner of Japan, more north. Yeah, but on the east, not east coast, west coast. Yeah. Sayaka is Okayama. I think that's somewhere in the middle of Japan. And Miho is from, she mentioned Nagoya, so I think the name is Aita. Yeah, that prefecture up there. So yeah, so Miho, Aita, Sayaka, Okayama, Kei Niigata. And Niigata, is where NGT48 is based in. Okay, so yeah, next episode, episode 16, uh, May 30, on a Thursday. Oh, and this is what they call the Twin Towers episode, Twin slash Towers episode, in which the twins are, of course, the only twins in the 48 group, Shina and Shira, and the Towers, tallest members of MNL48, which are coal and ice. It's kind of fine. Coal, as in the coal, what you used to burn, like uling, and ice seems like a very hot and cold combination there. So yeah. So yeah, this was like a very also another excellent episode. So yeah, back to back excellent episodes here in Interactive Live again. And let's see. And yeah, so they're talking about regarding heights and their sizes. Okay, you learn about Shina's taller than Shira. And there's one incident where I think one time regarding twins, they try to cover each other. Like, and Shina talked about, well, both girls talked about something where in which Shina had to cook had to do cook something in cooking class, but she sent Shira to do it instead. And the teacher and her and Shina's classmates were none the wiser that that was not Shina but Shira. I've heard a story about also another set of twins where one brother was arrested and was sentenced to go to jail. It's almost like he has to just he didn't go to jail right away, but there was a time when he had to go because if he didn't go, then he'd get more time. So the once one of the twins was supposed to go to jail and serve maybe like 30-day sentence, something like that. But he asked his brother to do it for him. Yeah, because I think he had a job or something to do, and he didn't want to be locked up for that during that time. So he sent his twin brother in to the jailhouse. Yeah, and where he's spent 30 days. Yeah, and no one knew the wiser that it that was not the same person that was in the jail cell. Okay, yeah, and he got released eventually, and all is good. I think he just took one for his twin brother there. Okay, yeah. So and also I think the episode with China and Shara, they were asking them like questions, almost like Q&A question, like uh, who's the noisiest, uh, some questions like that. I can't remember most of the questions that they asked, but it's like they have to answer who's this, who's that, either Shayna or Shayra. Okay. Okay. So following that is episode 17, which is composed of Grace, Amy, Isabel, and Danny. Okay, and I believe this is Grace's first time. Was it Grace's first time? Hang on, let me look. Yeah, I believe it was Grace's first time uh, on Interactive Live. Yes, and and she was like designated as the host of the episode, even though it's her first time. And uh, I would say this episode is like between okay and bad. Yeah, because it's okay because we get to see Isabel and her her sophisticated talk like that, and we get to see Grace, of course. Yeah, one of my Oshis, Grace. And I guess the negative thing is they both of these got paired up with, I guess, the more shy members or the more quiet members of MNL48, which is Danny and Amy. Okay, so yeah, it's more leaning. This episode to me is at least more leaning onto the bad, because when Grace asks Amy a question, it's like she gives like just a 1 or 2 word answer and doesn't really elaborate, and it's like Grace is at a loss of what to do. I mean, she tries to I guess spice it up by doing a follow-up question, but then Amy sometimes goes quiet, and that's it. So I'm not sure if she's following, because last time I mentioned when Amy first appeared, oh god, she was like talking everywhere, and when she talks, is the wrong thing is the wrong thing to say. So yeah, and and I've been hearing that. I mean, Amy in the mansion, yeah, she's one of the really noisy ones. But for some reason, she's controlling herself for this episode. So it's either that incident from her previous appearance in Interactive Live, or she's just shy in front of the camera. Yeah. But again, you're an idol. You have to play to the cameras. Okay, regarding Danny, yeah, she's also one of those shy girls, and she always seems to be not ready for it, and yeah. So I mean, there's a question there that it's supposed to appeal to the MN but she wasn't able to do it. I think it was a joke, but I think she eventually did a joke, from what I recall. But I'm not sure it was her or was it Isabel who did the joke. Yeah. But anyway, I noticed that Grace was really having a problem trying to be the host of this episode when you have a quiet one and a shy one, and you can hardly get answers from either one to make the show more lively. So yeah, I would like, I guess my final ranking for this episode is bad. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Okay, so for the final episode for part 2 of my review, episode 18. Okay, so this is the first episode of July, shown July, not July, June, June 3rd. Yeah, which is composed at first. They're promoting this. Only Ali and Ella were featured in promos, and then there are 2 special guests that were hidden, like only a silhouette of them. Okay, so yeah, the episode started out fun because it was Ella. It's first time Ella appearing on Interactive Live, and we were talking about how Ella was able to get back in due to da 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 da. Though they did mention Quincy when one commenter asked them to go to Bicol, and Ella mentioned, "Oh, we're gonna go to Quincy's house." So I'm not sure if she slipped that up because of the way, if you say my vlogs, of the way Quincy was summarily removed from MNL48. That's another thing entirely. But yeah, it started out fun, and then when the first special guest came up was Sayaka. Yay! And we're all happy that Sayaka is. Okay, then the episode starts going down because shockingly, Sayaka at that moment did a surprise announcement, and she announced her graduation from MNL48. Okay, and it seemed to take all the excitement out of the episode. You can tell Ali's crying, Ella's angry that this happened. Yeah, and Sayaka, I mean, she's trying to like bring the joyness back in the episode, and she became at least the host of the episode since it was about her announcement and the reactions that these girls had regarding her announcement. Yeah, which yeah, it was like shocking to me. I mean, I'm sure this episode will be on let's say maybe in the top 10 interactive episodes. But yeah, that really took me aback when Sayaka announced her graduation. I mean, we already lost Quincy, and now we're losing Sayaka. Okay, and I can't help. I think I mentioned in the vlog. I can't help that these two are connected because it's no secret that Sayaka and Quincy are best friends. Speculation from me, my opinion. Okay, so going back to the episode 18, the other special guest turned out to be Princess, who was part of the Tokyo Girls collection, the TGC, Kenkyusei of MNL48. Okay, so we had when Quincy was, then Ella was elevated up to the main group, and now so Sayaka's gone. Now Princess has now been elevated up, and again, Princess was like also shocked that this happened, and she's like tearing up as well because yeah, she didn't know. She thought she was just like gonna guest on the episode at to represent the Kinkusei, but turns out that she's now back with the main group of MNL48. I mean, I'm happy for Princess, yeah, honestly because she's one of my Oshis, and yeah, but I mean, I guess I would say it's okay, I mean, yeah, it's okay. I like having Princess back in MNL48. It's a shame that we had to lose Sayaka. But yeah, that's the way it goes, I guess. That's life. And yeah, so I would rank this episode like shocking and good. Yeah. But at least, at least Sayaka, she exited she exited MNL48 her own way. I've heard that because her parents were moving back to Japan. That's why she's going back there, and that's why she had to quit the group. Okay, yeah, and also what else I could see with this episode? Well, at least Sayaka for once. I mean, for MNL48 for once, they did a proper graduation concert for one of its members. Yeah. So yeah, so this episode was shown June 3rd, and Sayaka's graduation mini concert happened on June 9th. Yeah. So at least that's a good thing to know. At least Sayaka left on her own terms. Yeah. Okay. So that's it for part two of my MNL48 Interactive Live review. So wait for part three. Yeah. And towards the end of part three is the comment that my second comment that actually got read live on Interactive Live. Okay, so yeah, so let's end it here. So see you in part 3. Okay, you wait for me. Bye bye.